for the men's 5,000. The collegiate record holder is Abdulman Noor of Northern Arizona, and a Northern Arizona athlete in this race. Cooper Tier with the meet record, and there is Nico Young. He is the man of the hour. He's got the collegiate record in the 5,000 and the 10,000 meters. He opted to run here in the 5,000.
Nico headlining a field of 4 athletes who have all won NCAA individual titles in the last calendar year. He won those 2 titles indoors in the 3,000 and the 5,000. He's also first collegian ever to break 13 minutes in the 5K. Did that early in the year indoors back in January. And then we have Kai Robinson, the defending champion at 5,000. He swept the 10,000 and 5,000 meter titles last year in Austin, opting only to run the 5,000 in this championship. And right next to him, the man who won the 10K title just 2 nights ago, Hoptum Samuel of New Mexico. And here's a look at how this wild race unfolded. Very tactical early on, and then they all got bunched up as this race was breaking open with just a few laps to go. That is Patrick Kiprop of Arkansas, who takes the worst of it. Hoptum Samuel goes down, but is able to bounce right back up, put himself into the thick of it. Look at the fight for Hoptum Samuel to become the first freshman to win the men's 10,000 meter title since a guy really popular around Oregon, Edward Cheserek.
King Ches. Yeah, everybody knows the king here at Hayward Field. 24 finalists in this 5,000 meters. We'll show you the list of competitors. It is still very warm here in Eugene as the sun goes down late out here up around the 45th parallel. You can still play a hole of golf right around 9 o'clock at this time of year up here. 75 degrees out there and no wind whatsoever.
And as you're seeing the field set up there, we mentioned that there were 4 individual champions in the last calendar year. Among them, that's Graham Blanks, who has the big H of Harvard right there, the crimson top and black bottoms. He was the cross-country champion in 2023, missed the indoor season due to an injury, so looking to fight his way back up to the front. Nico Young in this with a few of his Northern Arizona teammates as well, getting a great look at the field. Now, Brian Massow of Oklahoma State, among a few of the Cowboys who are in this. We mentioned he actually has the fastest time outdoors at 5,000 meters this season. Nico Young's best coming from the indoor season. And all these guys have been doing battle back into the cross-country season as Hoptum Samuel moves to the front with a 64.5 first 400. And Chandler Gibbons, he's back from the 10,000 as well. He was among those who was able to avoid much of the traffic in the 10K to get himself right into the thick of it. He took 5th for the Jayhawks in the 10,000. And what I like about this is Hoptum Samuel took note of what happened in the 10,000, as did Chandler Gibbons. They're like, we're not going to get tied up into the traffic of this. We're going to push the pace just a little bit and make sure we don't risk the same consequence this time around. And when Hoptum Samuel went down, he said he was so scared. As he went down, as he was falling, he had in his mind thinking, can I just close the gap? They had 2 laps to go at that point, and he was able to maintain composure, fight his way right back into it. What a way to win your first NCAA title. And think about the awareness to have that as a freshman as well. But he was right there. He's been in it all season long. He was second to Graham Blanks at the cross-country championships in the fall. Things have slowed in the last 2 laps. They've now gone to 68 and then 68.5 for the 2 most recent 400-meter laps. They're now on 13:57. They were right about 13:48 pace, so far off that meet record pace. But Dwight, part of the reason you're seeing this play strategically is because a lot of these athletes are thinking, of course, more tactically and about position more so than pace. And then you also, a lot of them maybe not doing the double in the 10,000 and the 5, Kai Robinson among them, because they have farther goals even beyond the NCAA season. They're going to race 1 race here at the NCAA championships because they're also trying to qualify to represent their countries and vie for bids to the Olympic Games in Paris.
And the danger, of course, when the pace slows this much is you get a lot of bunching up. Athletes need to squeeze out into lane 2 and 3 in order to have room to run. That's what causes the crashes like we saw in the 10,000 meters earlier.
Larry, when you talk about the pace slowing down, you've got guys like Kai Robinson, who has a personal best of 13:06. Does that actually make it to where more of the field has an opportunity to win this race instead of them just going out and running their own time?
You do. You leave a lot of people in the field, but this field is packed with guys who can close. This is how it shook out last year. Kai Robinson won it in a phenomenal closing kick. Nico Young has a great closing kick. Also, when you talk about really strong finishers, keep in mind that you have UNC's Parker Wolfe in the mix as well. He was the runner-up indoors to Nico Young in the 3,000 and the 5,000. He's buried back there just a little bit, but has that Tar Heel blue top on. He currently has number 13 on his hip. Now, through 2,000 meters, 5:49. 14:22 is your pace at this point. And when you talk about, whether or not you're going to double or, have multiple opportunities to race at this championship, I asked Stanford Director of Track and Field J.J. Clark if it took any convincing for Kai Robinson not to want to defend both titles, and he said there was no debate at all. He has given us everything. He has the opportunity to defend the 5,000, and it is in his best interest for what he has planned to hopefully represent Australia and their team in Paris. He's already appeared in a world championship and also a world cross-country championship for Australia. And guys, I know that his family back in Australia is watching, because they were actually on the phone watching it when they were on a road trip across Australia last year, watching him win both of those titles. So they are dialed into this one as well, as he has secured himself right into the thick of it, currently sitting in about 5th position.
All 24 athletes are about in a 15-meter space. That shows you how slow the pace has gone out. It will certainly quicken as we're just about halfway through. All right, back to the 5,000 meters.
David Malarkey of Florida State has been leading for the last few laps. He also has Jackson Sharp of Wisconsin, the 6-time Big Ten champion, currently in 2nd position.
5 laps, less than 5 laps remaining at this point.
And Jack, we talk about guys who have been in contention a number of times. Jackson Sharp, who you're seeing right there, white singlet with the bold Wisconsin across the front. He was 3rd in this event last year behind Kai Robinson and Graham Blank. So a very familiar field that you have here.
Again, almost the entire field encompassed within 15 meters, 24 athletes.
And look at that, you have all the Northern Arizona. That trio right there is all into the middle of the pack.
A lot of athletes running extra distance to stay out of trouble.
Larry, you talked about some of these guys, picking between where they're going to run the 10,000 or the 5,000. Do you have any insight on what Nico Young might actually run at the Olympic trials?
I don't know if they want to get that out there yet. I don't know. I mean, I think he's going to I'll say he's going to give himself options, right? He's going to give himself options. Yeah, they have quickened things now, 72 now to 68 and 68. My gut instinct, Robert, I don't know. I'd like to see him in the 5,000 is what I'll say. Like that's what I would vie for.
And it looks like the pace has actually picked up a little bit. David from Florida State said, cut the malarkey. We got to get this bad boy rolling.
Indeed he did. He's been up there doing lead duties for quite a while to this point. Jackson Sharp looking really strong, like the way that he has stayed out of trouble. Kai Robinson knows this position all so well, and Nico Young is a bit in the catbird seat at this point, since setting that collegiate record in the 10,000 to open the outdoor season. He's been doing a ton of speed work, dropped down in distance. He's done some 800s and some 1500s. You see Nico Young there with that kind of ombre NAU jersey, fighting his way just behind Kai Robinson.
3 laps remaining.
And in talking with Coach Mike Smith, he said his kick is on another level right now.
66-second last 400 tour. You can see things are starting to speed up, but there's still athletes way out in the outside of lane 2, nibbling into lane 3 on the turn. Extra distance being run in order to try and avoid a catastrophe like we had in the 10,000 meters. It's certainly not assured that we're going to be able to do that. The NAU guys are now making a move. Remember, they're in Flagstaff, Arizona. They come down here to Eugene. They are drowning in oxygen.
Think about all the cross-country success that they have enjoyed at Northern Arizona, translating over to the outdoor track season. They like to run in a pack. They gain a lot of confidence by being up front together. Parker Wolfe from North Carolina, always going to put himself in the thick of it. And America's brightest orange, that's Brian Massau there on the shoulder of Hoptum Samuel. Here goes Graham Blanks.
2 laps remaining, and it's just now getting interesting. Blanks into the lead. This is awfully early to be starting the kick.
63 seconds on that last 400 meters.
Nico Young now got himself into second position. Kai Robinson is also there. Parker Wolfe and Massau of Oklahoma State.
After missing the indoor season due to injury, we really don't know where Graham Blanks is right now. His coach Alex Gibby says this is really going to be trial by fire. We have not been battle tested yet. We are continuing though to sharpen up. How sharp is Graham Blanks? How sharp is Nico Young? How sharp is Kai Robinson?
Harvard has never won this event. There's a pack of 5 now as they're coming to the bell. Blanks, Wolfe, Young, Robinson, Massau. 57 last 400. They're getting serious now. And here Nico Young just about to change gears. There he goes. Wolfe is trying to cover the move. And Robinson also.
Zero hesitation from Parker Wolfe. Zero hesitation from Kai Robinson. A throwdown in the final 200 meters.
Nico Young is in full sprint. Parker Wolfe is right there. He has not dropped him or the defending champion, Kai Robinson. Wolfe coming up on Nico Young's shoulder as they come off the final turn. Down the straightaway, it's Parker Wolfe. Kai Robinson trying to cover the move. Nico Young doesn't seem to have a response. It's Parker Wolfe of North Carolina, the junior, is going to win the 5 over Nico Young and the defending champion, Kai Robinson. 54-8 for the last 400. The last half mile must have been around 152. 28-6 for the final 200. That is amazing after 4,500 plus 4,500 plus meters.
He had the immediate response on the backstretch to go and attach himself, get carried through, and kicks in, digging, fighting all the way to the finish. One glance over the shoulder. In celebration, a chip on his shoulder coming into the outdoor season after 2 runner-up finishes indoors. Parker Wolfe, a first-time NCAA champion.
First time a North Carolina athlete has run this event at the NCAA championships. The time, of course, is inconsequential as they went out so slowly and didn't really get things going until about 1,000 meters to go. Wolfe wins it over Nico Young, the collegiate record holder, and Kai Robinson, the defending champion. Well, we just saw Parker Wolfe win the 5,000 meters, and he's downstairs with John Anderson.
Gracious enough to stick around for a little bit after his effort in the 5K, Parker Wolfe. We've seen you high finish at cross country. We've seen you second indoor at 3 and 5. What was the difference in this group of very familiar runners that allowed you to be first in a national champ?
I mean, we've been working on it all year, just practicing that last 400. And, you know, I think indoors we weren't as sharp as we are now. And we just accumulated all that work over the fall and the spring, and it just came to fruition on the right day. So
what's it like when you finally cross that line? You go, everybody else behind me?
It's awesome. I haven't gotten this feeling yet, and it's pretty amazing. Can't complain.
Congratulations, Dwight.